Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Lilia Movies. Today we will watch the best series with mysterious plots and unexpected endings. These stories have collected millions of views and are definitely worth your attention. Don't forget to share in the comments which of the series you like more and which one you think is not worth watching. Let's go! Dear Pass, and I will start with a very atmospheric European series. The plot of this series resembles the famous series The Bridge, and it's not inferior in quality, having its own style and atmosphere. The story takes place in the Alps. On a mountain pass on the German-Australian border, her body was found. The crime scene is a brutal reenactment of a pagan ritual. Two detectives are involved in the investigation: German Ellie Stoker, for whom this is the third serious case in her career, and Austrian Gideon Winter, who on the contrary has already lost all interest in the profession. Soon the heroes find the bodies of new victims. As they hunt down the insane criminal, the detectives delve deeper into a world of long-forgotten alpine customs. For everyone who loves serials about maniacs, I highly recommend watching one of the best in its genre. Mare of Easttown, a strong detective with the brilliant Kate Winslet as police detective Mare Sheehan in the provincial town of Easttown, where a shocking murder takes place, starting a sequence of interesting events that change the city and its inhabitants. Winslet played masterfully. This is one of her best roles. The story is absolutely unpredictable. The investigation is like a multi-layered onion, and each turn, layer and after layer, brings new tears to the heroes. One man's mistake sets off a very scary chain of events and creates a non-trivial twist at the end. And in general, here is one of the most unexpected endings. Defending Jacob, emotional family drama tragedy, the story of how parental love is tested for strength, and the series perfectly shows how easily and quickly the attitude of people towards those who only fall under suspicion changes. Guilt has not yet been proven, but people are already faced with misunderstanding from others. Then they are avoided, and then they begin to oppress. Chris Evans perfectly played a family man and a worthy father with a strong character. His son is suspected of killing a classmate. The series keeps the intrigue to the end and skillfully asks the viewer questions. The Chestnut Man, a harsh Scandinavian detective whose atmosphere is especially catching. Each character in the film has its own history, with its own problems. They are alive. It is interesting to watch their dynamics and fade in anticipation of the denouement. It often happens that by the middle of a movie or series, the main villain is already clear and you watch is solely out of curiosity how he will be kept. The Chestnut Man is an exception. The identity of the serious killer remains a mystery until the very last episode, and even then it's hard to believe in what you saw and heard, because who would have thought? The Outsider, detective with a small amount of mysticism, although for a long time it will be believed that there is no mysticism, or maybe it really wasn't. The story of this series revolves around the brutal murder of an 11-year-old boy whose murder is blamed on baseball team coach Terry Maitland. All the evidence points to him, but there is one but. At the time of the murder, he was in another city, and there is irrefutable proof of this. how could he be in two places at the same time? Despite the mysticism of what is happening, the series is interesting to watch, first of all as a detective, so you don't get bored. The Undoing, an emotional series that intrigues to the end and you never knows who to believe. That you have already imbued with confidence when suddenly doubts begin to come. And probably the main success of the series in the actors Hugh Grant, Nicole Kidman and Donald Sutherland act in the best way. The plot develops around the successful psychotherapist Grace Fraser. Grace has everything one can only dream of: a loving and caring husband, an intelligent and well-mannered son, a favorite job, will, and respect. However, her life instantly collapses when the mother of one of her son's classmates is brutally murdered and all suspicions fall on her husband. The last series produces a final strong effect and the point turned out to be very powerful and correct. Only Murders in the Building, a bright, kind and funny series made in style, and an amazing synergy of actors will definitely amuse and brighten up your evening. The characters of the series are three neighbors who live in a luxurious apartments building on the Upper West Side and are addicted to a podcast about true crimes. After one of the building's tenants dies under mysterious circumstances, they decide to investigate and record their own podcast. Steve Martin, Martin Short and Selena Gomez form a cool trio. They joke, make fun and get into ridiculous situations, and each of them has reasons to bring the investigation to an end. The Capture, an action-packed British detective series in which it is difficult to understand what is happening until the last episodes. Intrigue and presentation here at the highest level. A British soldier is suspected of killing a terrorist when he was not armed, but 6 months later, the conclusion proves a defect in the recording and his innocence. On the same day after his release, he sees his lawyer, Hannah, at a bus stop. He kisses her and she leaves to take the bus. At this time, those who follow the cameras around the city see how they attacks her and drags her into a car. So says the synopsis of the third series, then all the fun begins. Each actor is perfectly matched and plays his right role in this big and complex puzzle, which is gradually assembled into a general and coherent picture. And the finale came out very complicated but logical. Mindhunter, a series from one of the best directors, David Fincher. Here it is felt in every detail, in a beautiful screensaver with a mysteriously disturbing melody reminiscent of the opening credits of the film Seven. In beautiful operator solutions peculiar only to him. The scenes on the plane during the hero's many journeys, it's impossible not to remember his Fight Club. The director flawlessly conveys the atmosphere of the 70s through dialogues and surrounding views, but the main focus is built around the characters and their work. This series is a real find for lovers of long dialogues, monotonous narration and a gloomy atmosphere. For fans of the film Seven and the Silence of the Lambs, 100% can be recommended for viewing. I will be very grateful for your subscriptions and likes. Thank you for being with me. See you!